Hey guys, I'm Jonathan. Welcome to this live streaming number 11. So today we are gonna do this kind of character. Of course, this is a kind of a 3D drawing. And welcome to everyone that is entered on here. Okay, so we are gonna start here by make some sketch over this drawing, okay, to understand the shapes, because I really think this is a really nice character to study, because we are gonna focusing on a kind of children book, okay. So before we get started, don't forget you guys can join in the Patreon, the Patreon club that is in this link. Okay, so you guys can see more tutorials that we built in our vectorized club. All right, so thanks everyone. We are starting here basically earlier as than usual. So first of all, let me just hide my webcam. I will explain some points for this drawing. Okay, let me grab my pencil. For example, guys, this character, as you can see, is made for the kids audience. Okay, so if we drag a line here, we can see a kind of big head, big head, a small body. Okay, and there is a kind of proportion over here that is make this character very cute. So you have this kind of big eyes, and the nose, the mouth, and etc. And of course, there is some proportions that you guys can follow. Of course, for example, we have this very little neck, these short limbs, but we are not going to use this kind of body shape. I'm just explaining to you how you guys can follow body structure, and okay, so I'm gonna do my own version. Okay, so this is just example. And well, first of all, let me turn on the mirror mode. I don't know if I'm gonna use, but let's I think I will not use the mirror mode. Okay, this is the first shape that I'm gonna use. This is the head. Okay, the head shape is a circle, and I'm gonna draw now a line in the center. Okay, this is gonna be the face, right? And the eyes position is usually on here, between these lines. Okay, and this character is not following the human anatomy, the real human anatomy, because if you draw real human anatomy, we need to draw this kind of cheeky, so in this case we are just using this kind of proportion, acute. Okay, and this line we can use to guide the ears. Okay, so remember this line over here, you guys can draw the ear. Okay, and let me just position here the eyes. And for example, the nose, you guys can do something like this. Okay, and try to not focus on the details, right? Try to not focus on the details right now, just make the shapes, so here I'm gonna do big eyes. Okay, and you guys can follow, and I'm gonna paint this inside. All right, gonna paint this inside. Okay, here is the nose, the ear, and the eyes, and the eyebrows will be placed over here. Okay, I'm drawing this by my head, but you guys can follow some reference. Okay, like I show you before, right? And this is the basic proportion that you guys need to know. Let me show another example if you want to practice more about this. Okay, so guys, if you want to practice drawings, try to use a circle, draw a line, and draw these multiple lines, cross these lines, draw the eyes over here, and the nose and the ears over here, and here we have already a face. This is the shape, this is the basic shape we have. Of course, with more triangles or circles and shapes you understand, more easy can be to make a character, right? And let's back to our main character. This is just example how you guys can practice. Okay, and okay, now it's time to make the mouth. I don't know about the expression, but you guys can, let me take a look here. There is a really smooth expression, but I can do something like this. I don't know, but we can do something like this. It depends, about the expression you guys want to give to your character. And remember, this is a kind of children book. Okay, because I saw a member ask me about, hey John, could you make a character for children's? Of course I can. I really love to have some suggestions, to bring in our tutorials. Let me just fix a bit this shape. And guys, for example, try to always, for example, let me just, this is gonna be a boy, I think, because using more square shapes, but if we draw more rounded shapes, it's gonna be even more cute. And now it's time to make the body. For example, this line will be the proportion. Okay, for example, the proportion will be right here, and let's make this kind of proportion. This is gonna be the body. Okay, so let's make the body like this. Very short limbs. I don't know if I will draw a kind of expression. Let's see. I mean the gesture, and I'm just make some belly, and here is the legs. Okay, and remember, do not never do something like this. Okay, avoid this, because there is a kind of division between the legs, and I don't know if I will draw shoes, but let's see here. Can do this. This is supposed to be a cute character. Okay, and of course you can add different clothes. Let me see here. Kind of, for example, let me erase this and make this. So you guys, if you are listening to me well, please just tell me. And okay, this is the clothes that we are gonna use, and let me increase more the size of the arms. So basically, guys, the sketch that we are doing here is the structure before we get the vector. Okay, and the character will, let me see if he can open here his arms, but this depends about the expression. Let's make open it arms. So this is the good thing about the vector, sorry, about the sketch, because you can do things without losing so much time. And let me reduce this arm. by selecting, you know. Okay, better. And okay, very short, you know, cute for kids. Okay, okay, now we are gonna draw the hair. Okay, so let's make something. Let me see. Draw some, you know, this movement, this kind of movement over here. Okay, and try to make something like this. I'm drawing by my head, so if I erase too much, it's because I'm trying to get more the feeling of this character, you know. So here is the hair, okay, and there is a kind of, because you know this shape here is the head, but we will delete this, you know. You're going to erase, but make a backup. Of course, this is really important to make backups. Just click on here in this layer and duplicate. Okay, so we have two a backup of our drawing. So I can now erase this in case if you draw a different drawing, you know. It's very important to keep some backups. So this is the hair. Okay, so let me erase this proportion. We don't need anymore. And I can now try to bring more the lines alive. Okay, and let's see now, kind of highlight, you know, simple. Thank you, Ed Jr. Very glad to hear that. I try my best here to show people and teach how to make designs in a really easy way, to be honest. Of course, if you guys are very beginner, maybe you can have some difficulties, but I'm here to help you. Okay guys, so basically this is the character, but of course there's a little bit difference between the eyes size, but this is a sketch. All right, we are gonna do the vector. Okay, and this is the sketch, and let me paint just a little bit this in order to not paint exactly, just make a difference of the shadow. Where is the shadow? Not too much shadow. Depends. Okay, simple, really simple. Okay, this is the structure of our character, and let me just flip this. Okay, we can fix this later on with the vector. Okay, because when we flip, we can see some issues. You know, this size here is bigger than this, so we can just adjust a little bit this. It's very important to flip your drawings. Okay, and now it's time to vector. Let me save this. And now create a vector layer, drag below of this sketch. Okay, and we are gonna use here, let's use the rectangle. Okay, the rectangle. Let me grab a different color because it's really important for now to focus only on the shapes. Okay, I'm drawing here these shapes. And guys, what I'm gonna do here basically is, this is a square shape. Okay, let me reduce the opacity above this sketch, you know, and I'm gonna use the corner tool. The corner tool is used to make this kind of rounded shape, as you can see, you know. Okay, so now it's time to create to match now a little bit the head over our sketch. Okay, size a little bit more this side here. You need to tap and just increase a little bit. Okay, and now it's time to make the ears. The ears you can draw a circle, okay, pretty geometrical, all right, a circle, and now you just need to convert this circle to curves and drag to here. It's really simple, okay, this process that I'm using. If we see now, of course we can try to fix a little bit more in our scenes, you know. You don't need to follow exactly about the drawing. Drawing is just to give us the structure, you know. Okay, and now it's time to make the other shapes. I'm gonna do the biggest ones is the head, this ear, and now the hair. About the hair, I'm gonna use the pencil tool, okay, the pencil tool, and I will change here the color, okay, this color over here, and I'm gonna use the fill already, and this option here, the hope establisher, and just start to draw now the shape. Let me see here if it's correct. Maybe the window. Let's try to the window, because you know there is difference between the hope and window. No, I think the window will be better for this time. And let me draw now. Maybe some curves will have a lot of nodes, so use the sculpt mode to continue the drawing. I hope everything will be done. Oh my gosh, I need to back to here. You need to be careful because this sculpt mode sometimes takes the wrong side, okay. But of course we can use the paint tool, but it's up to you, you know, because if I try to fix all these shapes, it can take a lot of time, to be honest, you know. But anyway, we can adjust this by dragging, you know, for example, the size of this, and try to click over here and increase like this, you know. Can you see the hair? For example, let me hide this and you guys can see better. I can adjust here the hair, okay. All right, so let's focus only on the shapes. Now I'm gonna draw the eyes. Turn to something different, okay, any color you want. Big eyes. Now the nose shape, you don't need to draw for example another here. No, don't do that for now, okay, because we can finish these eyes and duplicate to here, so you're gonna save a lot of time doing this. I do this when I do my own stuffs. And this is I'm using here the paint tool to draw the nose, you know. Drag any color over here, right? You can adjust here these curves. And now it's time to make the mouth. The mouth, you can just duplicate this and okay, we are done for the mouth. Okay, and it's quite simple. You can delete this node if you want, so okay, it's pretty practical. And guys, if you want to work, for example, for this kind of art, there is a lot of jobs, you know, to make contents for kids. I see a lot of jobs on the market asking for illustrators to make this kind of art. And guys, let me do here this, just drag, and this point here, there is a point, you know, this, and two, and here we go. And this is one of the reason that you don't need to know for example, to draw. Of course you need to understand a little bit about the structure, you know, you want to create something by yourself, okay. But let me save this by back in here and click again. Hello Tiki, my member from Vectorize Club. And okay, something like this. And now let's start to draw the body. Okay, we are focusing only on the vector stage now, and let me draw the arms. Okay, low poly, as you can see. Okay, let me reduce here and paint with some color, random colors, just to see the difference, Okay, in this case, let me just drag here. I will show you. Let me just make the low poly so you guys will see how I vector my things, fast. I'm dragging. I'm just clicking, some points, as you can see. Here we have already the arm. And now let's start to draw the body. So guys, I'm explaining each step that I'm using here. Okay, so if I just do this without explaining, I would finish this very quickly. Because you need to concentrate a little bit and explain some step that is very important for you guys, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the body shape that we are using. Okay, really simple, and we can just adjust a little bit here, match. And can you notice that this is a really flat, there is no curves at all here, but we are gonna adjust this later on. I'm just showing you here, this is a stage of the shapes. Okay, so don't worry if you see this is really ugly for now, but this is the structure. Okay, and this is the arm. And let me draw the inner shape. There is an inner shape here, insert inside, and draw a shape for this behind the clothes. Okay, all right, so basically our shapes is done, to be honest. It's done. And let me hide this and start to correct the curves. All right, let me fix the curves. I will start by the body here. Look how I'm doing this. I will drag here this point. Okay, and for the body again, click in smart here as well. And now we have a rounded shape, and just click in smart, and we are doing the, let me change the color so you guys can see better. Okay, and again for this one as well, drag and click smart, and we have already a hand. You don't need actually to have the fingers, because this is really simple. This is supposed to be really cute and simple. If we see in our character here, of course this is a 3D, but if we see cartoons for kids, probably you notice very simple details. There is no detail at all. Okay, now it's time to convert this and make this flat. This one. Let's convert this. I'm converting by point in order to see. For example, let me fix this. Here is the option that you guys can use to back to the flat, sharp, I mean, here in this option. And okay, so here's a flat, flat, and here's rounded. Okay, And of course there is a kind of clothes over this shape, but let me show you. Click over here, okay, and click to sharp, and now we are following the shape of the clothes. Okay, this is really important, guys, if you keep this structure that I'm using here, you know, because this is the way we vector the things, the way I vector, to be honest. I don't know how others are this vector, but in my case I really save a lot of time doing this. But with time you guys can develop your own techniques, you know. And yeah, here we go with this shape. And for example, I'm gonna draw now, insert inside again, and a rectangle. Let me show you. These are going to be a different color, maybe something like this. And remember this shape that I did, for example, drag to here, and these are going to be a cloth below, you know. And I'm not focusing right now on the colors, to be honest. This is the head, as you can see. I will try to group them by clicking and click over here. This is the head, okay. Click here in this button and drag to top. Okay, so we have now head over the top. And okay, let me add already for example, the colors, you know. And in order to do that, let me change here. In order to do that, let just a little bit pinky, you know, something like this. And let me change the eyes, because this eyes is crazy. And for example, to white, paint to white. Let me use here the symbols, you know. The symbols I think is really nice to use. And create here, add symbols from selection, okay. And now you just need to insert other eyes, as you can see, okay. For example, select this eyes over here, okay. There is two, as you can see, okay. And drag now a black shape, and of course you need to draw inside of this shape over here, okay. So you see now, okay. This is really cute. So for example, if you plan to animate this, probably it is gonna be something like this, okay. And the same thing for the ear. Let's see now. Grab this color, okay, and change a little bit the hair to more, not too pink, but something like red, you know, to orange. And let's draw now a big, or bigger, I think. Highlight, draw a highlight, turn to white, and place in here, as you can see, okay. Look. And I need to place this ear in another side, and you guys can do the same, okay, for the with the symbols. All right, let's see here, add from tool and insert. But in this case you guys need to flip, okay. Flip this, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do. And let me just, there's a thing here. I need to adjust the position of the face, of course, which is something like this, okay. And for example, if you drag these eyebrows into your symbols over here, it is this symbol here, Okay, and you guys will see something like this, you know. But in this case, this one needs to be flipped, you know, mirrored, I mean, in order to, you know, look. Really cool. And but it's the same that can happen with the ear, you know. Let me draw the line over here for here. I'm drawing 2 points, okay, and just drag and make this kind of line and make this color, okay. And I'm so sorry about the noise. I hate to work in this time. But yes, this is the ear. We need to fix this position. Let me, of course, this one here needs to be in this side. Be careful with that, okay. Okay, now it's correct. Okay, so it's about layer structure, okay, in this case. Okay, and if you guys, let me add a stroke so you guys can see better, I think, because there is a too white background over here, so maybe this can be not very good at all. I know what I can do now. I will draw a rectangle behind and change this color to something natural, something like this, maybe, so you guys can see better what I'm doing, because the shapes is white, you know. And okay, for example, let me just adjust this curve over here, okay, simultaneously. And the head, I mean the hair, we can fix this by adjusting these curves. I don't like somewhat this kind of curves, to be honest. There's many points. This is really annoying to fix, but you guys can delete and create few points, because if you have few points to control, it's much more, it's easier to change, you know, to adjust, and your life will be better to adjust this. Okay. All right, pretty simple, not a big problem. Adjust these curves. Okay, and you guys, for example, if you can use these shapes over here, for example, let me show you other way you can draw the hair. You can try to use, for example, this here. Let me grab this color, something like this. Let me try. I don't know if this will work, but let me place behind of the head. You need to place below, you know. And for example, just as example, okay, let me place this layer here. And for example, this shape here, you guys can try to it's really cool, to be honest, to use this kind of technique, you know. You can adjust here the bubbles, make something like this. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? Do you like about 9 bubbles or more? I want to hear you. I want to see your suggestions. You know, you are on my live stream here, and it's really cool to have your opinion in real time. I think 9 is good, you know. I think this one is nice to use. Okay, so we can now merge this, because I really like it, to be honest, this kind of shape. So in order to do that, this is the front side, but we will leave it like this. And we can merge this, but we are gonna have a little bit of problem, you know. We can leave it like this, to be honest. There is a technical issue over here now. So here, is the body. Let me group the body, as you will see over here. For example, group them, and we have the body. Okay, this is the body, and you can change now this to here. He's a little bit not in the front perspective. He's a kind of side view, you know. Here's his arm. Create something like this, some points. Okay, look, really simple. Try to refer, you know, to follow the anatomy, and you're gonna be fine by following this, you know. Cute shape, and here you go. Let me save this, of course, and we're back in here. And now it's time to make some adjustments over the body. Of course, we have some work to do over here. Convert to smart, as you can see. Okay, and for example, about this color that I'm using, let me just grab here. Okay, let me also use this, change this color, you know, convert to curves, and fixing this. Okay, and now it's time to make the foot, you know, the shoes. Draw. I'm using here actually the inserting side, and now you just need to grab color, you know. It's really important, you know, in this case to use inserting side, because you don't need to draw exactly the shape all the time. So you just need to add a rectangle, you know. And the same for this side, but in this case, as we are using the symbol tools to save our time, you know, you can add symbols and just insert, you know, but be careful. You need to drag this at the body. Insert in this layer. Let me name this so you guys will see how this work. Body. Okay, so in this time you see now the body is this shape. Okay, really simple. And now I can change this at the same time. Let me fix this. For example, if I change here to here, I need to flip. Actually, let me flip. Flip. I think now is working. And for example, this is the way you guys can do. Okay, why I'm showing you this, because I will draw some lines, you know, like I will show you here right now. Paint tool and create 2 points, you know, size up this line, and you can drag this insert inside over here, and now we have this shape. I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial. It's very different from the things that I usually do over here, you know. Look, pretty cool. You like it? And of course we can try to make something like this. I'm doing this character because a subscriber asked me to make a kind of children character, you know, for kids, and this is the reason that I'm doing this tutorial. So if you guys want to give me suggestions about tutorials, you know, ideas, you are really free to send me a message and give suggestions. Okay, oh, let me fix this. Okay, nice. It's becoming nice, isn't it? And for example, in this case here, I want to make a t-shirt, I think. Insert inside and draw here a line, you know, Ah, appreciate that, Rudine Black. Thanks. And grab here this color, as you can see over here, you know. Can you see now? And you can increase here the size, okay? And close this. Okay. And for example, I'm planning to make a kind of a pattern, you know. I make a pattern for this character, and in order to do that, let me think, because I'm doing this by my head. I needed to grab a reference to make things, you know, to have more ideas actually. But in this case, I will keep doing this and try to see how this will look like. Okay. And here we go. And guys, just to remember you, you can enter and support this channel in my Patreon, where you can get more tutorials. You know, you can practice doing some exercise that I send on there. All right, it's really important to you, you know, to have this kind of support as well, because I want to help you with some tutorials extra. And now I'm drawing here this line. Okay, let's see what this will look like. Maybe let's see here this kind of pattern that I want to use. Okay, for example, this line here. Okay, I will drag this line in this layer and duplicate this. Okay, I don't know which color I will use, but in this case, let me test, you know, different colors composition. Maybe white, I think. Yes. I think this is a really nice version. It doesn't remember me a lot about Dennis, you know. Dennis is a really famous character. And yeah, let's draw now this line and this. Maybe let me see. Yeah, something like this. I think it's working as better than I expected. And again, pencil tool and draw the lines. Hopefully the lines is being placed in this layer, you know, but you guys can drag to this layer over here. Okay, and about this shape here, let me adjust. Okay, and let's see the color of this shape. Maybe which color I can use here? I don't know, maybe blue. I think blue is nice, looks nice, to be honest. All right, and guys, please don't forget, if you are watching here, leave the like or and comment here, because YouTube will understand that people are liking, and you know, it's really important in this case for us that is bringing these kind of tutorials, because sometimes YouTube don't notify people about these tutorials that's happening here, you know. And so this is why is very important. And okay, so basically we are done for the shapes. Basically, you know, we can start to add some shadings, you know. I can leave like this, to be honest, you know. I can leave like this, but I want to add some details. Let me try to see which color I can see better now. Okay, this one I think is good to see better. And remember, guys, this is the eye, so we can make something like this. Is really fun, you know, to make this kind of work. I really enjoy a lot. Okay, and now it's time to make some shadings. So in order to do the shadings, okay, let me. So guys, I will try to add some colors. Okay, try to mix some shadings. Really simple. Okay. So in order to do that, I'm gonna use not the vector. I'm gonna use pixel. Okay, I'm gonna use pixel because it seems more kind of painting style. I don't know how to call this, but there is a kind of, let me see what name is, gouaches, chalks, pastels, charcoal. I don't know, but it's extremely important, to follow the art style that kids like and they are easier to see. But let's try. I'm gonna use my vector. Oh no, sorry, my personal brushes. Painting. Maybe this one. I'm trying to build my own brushes. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. Let's see. And I'm gonna create now a pixel layer. And for example, guys, can you see this is the head shape? Okay, this is the head shape. You can adjust this as you wish. Okay, look, you can leave like this or whatever. This is why I love to use vector. Okay, this is a big reason that I love to use vector. And in this way, I will start to make some shadings really simple. Maybe I will try to see something like this, and let's see now a shadow over here. I'm just painting. Okay, and these ones we can merge, yes, like this, certain side, and start to make the shadows. And if it's too textured, you can use a soft shape, something like this. Okay, let's see. And erase, because when you are painting, you need to be careful with the texture, because it's really soft here. You don't need to add really strong texture. Let me pick this color and paint, make it the shadow. Okay, as you can see. And this shape here, I will try to blend this. I'm using the smudge brush, and with this brush, okay, and I will try to blend this a little bit, not look like too textured, because there is a lot of noise in this drawing. I'm blending, so basically what I'm doing, let me explain more, so you will not get confused with what I'm doing here. I'm drawing a kind of shadows, I'm drawing here shadows, as you see now. Okay, can you see? And now I'm using the smudge to blend this. Okay, this is not vector, this is a pixel. Okay, and you can blend in like this, really soft. And for example, in this side here, let me do something similar. Okay, let me paint this area. Okay, this area over here, and try to blend more. Okay, as you can see, and make some noises. Okay, in this case, for example, what I mean by this is, can you see? I'm trying just to make some it will be really awesome, to be honest, this texture. I think you guys will love it, this kind of texture. Okay, look, And let me erase just a little bit this red to not look like red, you know. And the same over here. I think it's gonna be really nice. Not too much, simple. Okay, here is the face texture. And for example, guys, if you think to make a kind of female character, just use the paint tool. Let me show you. And these eyes, where is the eyes? Is here. And you see this shape here. Okay, add a stroke. Okay, paint to black, adjust the stroke, that is the width. Okay, so let's see how this will look like. Maybe something, because to make the eyebrows is over here, I think. Okay, like this, and I don't know, I'm just trying, okay, and see how this will look like. My tutorial is very organic, guys. Really, I didn't make this before, to be honest. This is my first time doing this character, this kind of character. Okay, so I really love it to make live streaming, because every time that I try to bring new contents here, it's a really new thing for me, you know. So, but if you make a female, make sure to increase this, you know. But I will leave something like this. Okay, and this is the real adjustments. Okay, and let me just record this. Okay, let me add texture for this. And let me see. Okay, I'm gonna use this texture over here, this one, recent brushes. Okay, insert inside and start to make the shading. Okay, and you can paint like this. Okay, and let me just grab make the light here. And for example, let me show you another thing that is really nice. You can do something like this, you know. I'm using a solid brush, and you can do something like this, you know? I think this needs to be soft, a little bit soft. And like this. Okay, this is good, to be honest. If you don't be very perfectionist in this case, you know, try to be really loose, because this is really organic, you know. And let me now try for this one, for example, the same color that I'm using over here. Okay, and try to use a little bit different color, you know, from this one. Guys, I'm so sorry if I'm not explaining too much, because I'm very concentrate over the shading, you know, so I need to concentrate a lot to see if this is working as I expected. But for me, it's really nice, to be honest. And if it's too hard to follow this, try to pause, you know, after then. And yeah, here we go. And I'm doing this live stream really earlier, and this time, to be honest, I don't like because there is a lot of noise here, you know. I'm doing this in my room, and my dog all the time bark and people talk, and I really lose myself sometimes in my concentration, and sometimes I really prefer to make my arts just listen to my own music, you know, so it's much more comfortable to work in this way. I'm just shading. Okay, let me show you. I'm just make some shadings. Let me blend this with smudge tool. Okay, look, smudge is really nice to break this kind of texture, you know. And of course, try to erase a little bit as well. Okay, like this, the shadows, and here for this one as well. Let me draw a little bit of shadows. Okay, and guys, yeah, some of you can ask, what about Procreate? Is Affinity Design better than Procreate? Actually, it depends about you, you know. It's not the software that will make you good. It's about your techniques, your workflow. My workflow is this: I love to use vector because I can change anything here, and you know, even the eyes. If you, for example, if you try to change this color on Procreate, you really take a lot of time. Of course, you can just drag and drop, okay, but you know, for me, it doesn't work really well. An example, you can change here the color and do a lot of stuff. Well, let's try here. Eyes, I think eyes black is better, but anyway, I can do something like this. Okay, and just to paint this side and the hair, and we are done. Okay, I don't like to take too long on my live streaming, you know, because it's supposed to be simple. And yes, it's really simple, to be honest. This is simple. Where is the shape of the body? Is here. Okay, this needs to be below of this shape. Okay, and paint like this. Okay, for example, this side here, and here is the shadow, you know. Just look, what I'm doing here, the colors, try to grab less saturation as possible, not too much, and you need to see which is the best way for you. No, there is no a kind of rule or miracle make these stuffs, you know. This is the shadows, and yeah, now it's time to make the hair. But before we get into that, let me just add a bit of texture over here, because if you start to add a kind of texture in one place, you need to apply in all the places, you know, just to match the art style. You know, really simple, like this, not a big problem. And in this case, for example, let me see, we need to match a little bit to blend this, you know. Let me blend. Okay, better now. As you can see, it's blended because this here is separated, you know. As you can see, it's not the same shape with the head. Now it's time to make the hair. Remember, for example, this shape here, as you can see, is a cloud shape. Look, I can change this. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I love it. And I can change here as well. Crazy, isn't it? But let's keep this. And okay, so in order to do that, we can, let's see, just make a bit of texture. Okay, not too crazy. And the raster, let's see, grab the same color from this and try to draw here texture. But we need to see here this shape. As you can see, you know,
it's 20 hours.
And for example, what you can do, let me duplicate this head. Okay, let me show you. And we will subtract this head shape, okay, because I want to blend this front hair to this behind the hair. And I just need to select this and subtract. Let me subtract. Okay, now we have the hair, look, and the head. Okay, and in order to do that, we have already the backup. Keep the backup safe. Okay, and this is really awesome technique. Okay guys, so because we need to make the texture for the hair, and we had a bit of issue with the layers, you know, so it's really important to keep everything aligned. I am trying now to make the texture, but let me see some things here. Something like this, maybe. Just let me see which kind. You need to test, you know, you need to test to see which kind of texture can work better. Okay, I will try to use this one. Grab this color and try to paint. Oh, I need to be careful a little bit with the size. I'm struggling a little bit with the color because there is a kind of tones that you can use, but I think I get now. Okay, I know what I can do here. We can add more shadows over here, you know, as you can see. Okay, here we go. Try to add shadows now in this side. Okay, and for example, try to bring some more yellow, orange, you know, and apply to here. I will show you another way that can help you in this case. Okay, for example, I can try to use as well a different thing. For example, I'm using the color dodge. Okay, so this helps a lot to match the colors. Okay, like this. Let me change here this color because your screen, you know, that you are seeing is a bit different from the mine one that I'm doing here. Okay, and this is one of the reasons that we are having a bit of issues with the color, but there's no problem at all actually. And I will try to make some lights, okay, over here. Let me create another layer, pixel layer. Okay, and paint to white like this. Okay, okay, and this way we can do this. And let me try to see if we can draw some lines like this. For example, draw really random lines like this. Let me activate the establisher. Okay, make the lines smooth. Very simple, huh? And let me, this is very big, but okay, this is the kind of hair texture that we are doing here. We can increase more, or for example, you guys can duplicate this layer, you know. Let me erase this, there's too much, but okay. For example, you can duplicate this layer if you want so, you know, and drag you are making a kind of texture for this, you know, as you can see. You like, guys? And yeah, that's all for now. I think it's pretty good for me. And of course, you guys, if you guys want to change the art style here to add some stroke, you know, you can just add the stroke over here, you know, but be careful with the lines and the layers, you know. If you want to change something like this, it's up to you, okay? But for now, it's pretty good. I really love it, this kind of tutorial. Okay, so you guys can leave some suggestions, direct me on Instagram, you know. And if you are already my patron, thank you so much, okay, because you are making this happen, you know. The live streaming is happening because of the patrons, so thanks to these guys here. And don't forget, guys, you can access more tutorials here in this link. In the here, of course, I try to explain each step, okay, that we use, right? Anyway, guys, it's very awesome to have you here, okay? And thank you, Graphic Ease, Rudine, and TikFox, MacShaw, okay? So guys, see you in the next week, okay? Bye bye.